Welcome to Zera's English Story, a place where dreams meet words, and English becomes your key to a world of possibilities. Do you want to speak English with ease, understand conversations that spark joy, and feel a rush of confidence when you share your thoughts? In this video, I'll take you on a transformative journey through the eyes of someone who discovered the magic of English, and how you can too. It's not just a language, it's a doorway to connection, growth, and adventure. Stay with me and let's ignite your English journey. Here we go. Chapter 1, The Call of English. My name is Sophia, a dreamer from a quiet village in Romania. I'm a baker by heart, shaping dough into stories of warmth and love. Growing up, English was a distant star, glimmering in pop songs, flickering in movie subtitles, or whispered by tourists visiting our local market. I could say hello or thank you, but I yearned to weave those words into conversations, to laugh with people from faraway lands, to share my recipes with the world. English, I realized, was more than words. It was a bridge to a life without borders. One crisp morning, I stumbled upon a poster for English classes at the village library. With a mix of nerves and excitement, I walked in and met my teacher, Emma, a vibrant woman from Australia with a smile that lit up the room. She greeted me warmly, introducing me to a small group of learners from Colombia, India, Nigeria, and Egypt. We were all different, yet united by a shared dream, to master English. Emma's words struck me like a melody. English is a river that connects hearts across the globe. I jotted them down in my notebook, feeling a spark of purpose. In that first class, Emma didn't overwhelm us with rules or tests. Instead, she invited us to share our stories. We sat in a circle, introducing ourselves, our passions, our homes. My voice wavered as I said, "I'm Sophia, I bake bread. I want to share my recipes with the world." But each word felt like a step towards something bigger. We played a simple game, asking questions like, "What's your favorite dessert? Do you love music?" These small moments felt like kneading dough, slow, steady, shaping something new. After class, I stopped by the market to buy flour. Two tourists were chatting in English, asking for directions. I caught words like beautiful and village, and for the first time I understood fragments of their world. My heart raced. I was touching English in real life. That night, I watched a short YouTube video about a baker in London. I didn't grasp every word, but the ones I did filled me with hope. I was stepping into a new universe, one phrase at a time. The next day, we shared why we wanted to learn English. A man from Nigeria dreamed of opening a restaurant abroad. A woman from India wanted to write stories in English. I said, I want to teach people how to bake, no matter where they're from. Emma nodded, her eyes sparkling. English is the heartbeat of the world, she said. You find it in kitchens, on screens, in songs, in dreams. It's everywhere, waiting for you to embrace it. Her words painted a vision. English was my path to a life of sharing and connection. Chapter 2, Words That Bloom Like Flowers. The following week, I returned to class with a spring in my step. My classmate Diego from Colombia raised his hand. "How can I learn more words?" he asked. "I want to express everything in my heart, but I'm stuck." Emma's face lit up. "That's a beautiful question," she said, and wrote one word on the board, "stories." "Words grow best in stories," she explained. "When you read or hear a tale, words take root in your mind, blooming naturally, ready to be used." She suggested reading for 20 minutes daily, stories that are simple, captivating, and light up your soul. If a story feels too heavy, choose one where you know most of the words, she said. That way you'll savor it and learn effortlessly. I love this idea. I'd always read folk tales in Romanian, but now I was eager to explore English stories. Emma gave us a short tale about a girl who opened a bakery. The words were clear, the sentences warm. I paused at oven, looked it up. a place to bake bread, and kept reading. The word appeared again, and it became mine. That evening, I visited the library and found a corner of beginner English books. I picked one about a chef traveling the world, its simple words pulling me in like a warm hug. As I read, words like flavor, need, and aroma settled into my mind, not as a list, but as ingredients in a recipe. I followed Emma's advice. Don't stop to memorize every new word, just look it up and keep going. By the end, I'd learned 5 words without trying. The next day, I went to the market for supplies. A vendor who spoke some English asked, "Do you need help?" I replied, "Yes, I need flour for my oven." He understood, and I felt a thrill. This was English alive. Later, I read another chapter of my book. The word aroma appeared, and I pictured the scent of fresh bread. Reading wasn't just teaching me words. It was teaching me to taste English. I wrote in my notebook, "Stories are my garden. They plant words, and words let me bloom." Chapter 3, Crafting Sounds with Courage. By Wednesday, I was hooked on my English journey. In class, a quiet student named Aisha from Egypt spoke up. "I know words," she said softly, "but my pronunciation is weak. People ask me to repeat myself." I nodded, feeling her struggle. Sometimes I'd say a word only to see confusion in someone's eyes. Emma's voice was gentle. "Pronunciation is like shaping dough," she said, "and the key is a technique called mirroring. Mirroring," she explained, "is like singing along with a native speaker. You listen to their words and echo them instantly, matching their tone and rhythm. It trains your mouth to move in new ways, like learning to roll dough perfectly." She played a short clip of a man saying, "Welcome to my kitchen." We repeated it together, trying to catch his cadence. It felt odd at first, but soon it was fun, like humming a new tune. Emma urged us to mirror at home, just 10 minutes a day. Find a clear English video, she said, and let your voice dance with it. That afternoon, I found a baking tutorial on YouTube with a friendly host. I mirrored her words. Mix the dough, bake for 20 minutes. My tongue felt clumsy, but it was learning new shapes. In class the next day, Usha spoke again, her words clearer, her eyes brighter. We all clapped. At the market, I mirrored in my mind before speaking. When a tourist asked, "Do you sell bread?" I replied, "Yes, fresh from the oven," my voice steady. They understood instantly. That night, I mirrored another video, a travel vlog about markets. I wrote in my notebook, "Mirroring is my melody. It shapes my voice and lights my courage. To speak clearly, echo the sound, sing the words, and let your voice rise." Chapter 4, Grammar That Flows Like a River. Thursday dawned, and I felt alive. I'd started helping at a local cafe, serving bread and greeting customers. In class, Ravi from India raised his hand. "I want to speak freely," he said, "but grammar trips me up. I'm afraid of mistakes." I nodded. I'd frozen too, worrying about tenses. Emma smiled. "Grammar is the riverbed of language," she said. "It guides your words, but you don't need to control every drop to swim." She described 2 paths, one for tests where rules and drills matter, and one for speaking where grammar grows through immersion. "If you want to speak," she said, "let grammar flow to you through stories and conversations. Read, listen, and use what you see." She shared a website, simpleenglishgrammar.com, with short tales that show grammar in action. I checked it that evening, reading a story about a market. The present tense wove through the sentences, and I grasped it without memorizing rules. At the cafe, I told a customer, "This bread is fresh. It comes from my oven." The words flowed, and they smiled, engaged. I didn't think about grammar. I just spoke. Later, I read another story from the website, seeing how will shaped future dreams. Grammar wasn't a hurdle. It was a current I rode. I wrote in my notebook, "Grammar lives in stories. Let it carry you, and your words will find their way." Chapter 5, Ears That Hear the World. Friday brought a new focus. listening. In class, Juan from Colombia shared his struggle. I watch English movies, but I miss so much, he said. They're too fast. Emma nodded. Listening is like tuning your ears to a new song, she said. The secret is daily practice with simple audio. Choose something you love, podcasts, stories, or slow news, and listen again and again. She played a short podcast about a baker, the speaker's voice warm and clear. We listened once, then again, catching new words each time. Emma suggested starting with subtitles, then removing them to challenge our ears. That evening, I found a podcast called Simple English Moments, a 2-minute episode about a food market. With subtitles, I caught 70% of it. Without them, I understood more each listen. By the 6th, I was mirroring the speaker's words, feeling English's rhythm. At the cafe, a British tourist asked, "Can you recommend a dessert?" I heard every word clearly and replied confidently. A week ago, I'd have asked for a repeat. Now my ears were sharper. I wrote in my notebook, "Listening is a flame. Kindle it daily with joy, and the world's voices will glow." Chapter 6. Speaking with Soul Monday arrived, and I was eager to speak more. In class, Emma said, "Speaking is the soul of English. Don't wait for perfection. Let your voice shine now." We paired up, asking simple questions. What's your favorite food? Do you dream of adventure? My partner Aisha said, "Your English feels so warm." I smiled, sharing that I practice daily, even talking to myself. Emma introduced a game called Story Circle, where we each added a sentence to a tale about a magical market. It was fun, and my confidence grew with every word. She suggested practicing alone before a mirror, describing our day or dreams. That night, I stood before my mirror and said, "I'm Sophia. I bake. I share English with others." My voice felt alive, bold. At the cafe, I greeted customers with ease, saying, "Welcome, try our fresh bread." A shy new coworker, Juan, joined us. I saw my old fears in his eyes and said, "Hi, I'm Sophia. Let's practice English together." He smiled and we chatted about food and simple things. Helping him felt like sharing a gift. I wrote in my notebook, "Speak with soul, even through mistakes. Every word weaves your courage." Chapter 7. Thinking in English's Glow Tuesday woke me with a dream. I was teaching a baking class in English. No translation, just pure English light. I shared this in class and Emma clapped, thrilled. Thinking in English is the heart of fluency, she said. It makes speaking effortless. To get there, practice small thoughts daily. Describe your world, plan your day, ask questions in English. She suggested starting with one phrase, like, "What will I bake today?" Walking to the cafe, I thought, the sky is clear. The market is lively. At work, I narrated, "I'm serving bread. This customer is kind." It felt natural, like my mind was baking in English. Emma's nightly ritual was to describe an object in English. I chose my rolling pin. This is my rolling pin. It's wooden. I use it to shape dough. My brain was shifting, choosing English first. One day, a tourist asked if I spoke Romanian. I said yes, but let's try English. We talked about baking, using simple words, and it flowed. That night, I thought, today I lived in English. I didn't translate. I shone. I wrote in my notebook, "Think in English, and it becomes your light. Start small, dream big, and let English warm your mind." Chapter 8, A Journey Without End. On the final day, the classroom hummed with bittersweet pride. Emma said, "This isn't the end. It's your beginning. English lives in you. Keep it alive. Read a tale. Listen to a voice. Share a thought. Speak a dream. Mistakes are your guides. Every step is your triumph." We shared our futures. Diego dreamed of studying in London, Aisha of teaching kids, and I of baking for the world. We snapped a photo, our faces radiant. At home, I read a new story, wrote in my English diary, and spoke to my mirror. I'm Sophia, a baker, an English speaker. Now I work at the cafe, serving smiles from across the globe. At work, I help new learners, sharing tips and warmth. I joined an online English circle, Laughing with friends from Brazil, Japan, I messaged Emma, "Thank you for lighting my path." She replied, "You've baked your own way." My journey began with a spark, grew through stories, sounds, and dreams, and now it's a flame that guides me. I wrote in my notebook, "English is my recipe, my bread, my bond with the world. I'll keep going, one word, one story, one connection at a time." Thank you for sharing Zera's English story. You've witnessed how English transforms lives, and it's waiting to transform yours. It's yours, simple, yours, joyful, and yours to shape. Read a little, listen daily, speak boldly, think in English, and dream big. If this moved your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more stories to fuel your English adventure. See you in the next video. Keep baking, keep shining, and never stop growing.